Hey guys, thanks for joining me for another Dokkan Battle video, and today we're going to talk about the 8th anniversary coin. So the 8th anniversary coin is a resource you are going to be getting from logging in and from doing various missions, and you're going to be constantly receiving these throughout the anniversary celebration, right? So a common question I think players are going to be wondering, especially if you're kind of been out of the loop for a while, you're maybe either a new or returning player, what exactly should I be getting with these 8th anniversary coins, and what should I be prioritizing? Because I will tell you this right now, you will not be able to buy out everything in the shop. So first, let me go ahead and overview everything in the shop. And what I will say is I'll try to lay out different scenarios. I don't know that there's one answer that's going to work for every player. I think it's going to depend on what type of player you are and like what your status is in the game, right? So the first thing we have is we have Grand Kais. The Grand Kais will raise the super attack of any character according to the color Kai that you get. Super attack leveling is very, very important in this game. And I am saying this for newer players. This is general knowledge for like most of the player base, but there are some new and returning players that might not understand this, but you always want to max out the super attack level of your characters. So Grand Kais can be very important depending on how many Kais you have in your box. Then you're going to see a big list of characters you can get from. These are all characters that are previous login units from other anniversaries, and you want to think of these as trophy units. These are not units you are realistically going to use in battle. Until Dokkan decides one day that they're going to like fully awaken and easy A them, they will come out and they will do like some solid like okay things, but they're nothing you would ever want to actually run in a party. So just think of these as trophy units, okay? For collecting purposes. Then there are awakening medals, there are turtle shells, training items, there is meat, there are Hercule statues, gravity chambers, some decent support items there. Then we get a bunch of potential orbs, and then we get a bunch of awakening medals, and that's it. Okay. So first, let me make the most general statements that I can that will apply to everybody before I start talking about like specifics, right? So the general thing I would say that would apply to everybody is I do not recommend anything that's farmable. So I would not get awakening medals, I would not get the training items, I would not get the Hercule statues, and I would not get any of these support items. These items and then all these awakening medals down here, I would recommend not getting those, because those are farmable and every player can just grind those out to your heart's content. And you want to take advantage of these medals by grabbing things that aren't always available, right? Now, the next thing I would say is if I were to make a general statement for the player base as to what you should prioritize, my general statement would be potential orbs. Potential orbs are one of the most important resources in the game. These are what you would allow you to raise the stats of your characters and give them different skills in terms of like more dodge or more additional, more crit, things like that, that can really help improve a character. These stats are very important, right? So if I were to make a general blanket statement, I would say potential orbs would be the highest priority for the average player base. Now, there are players in different situations, so let's talk about that, right? So if you are a veteran player like myself, I am overflowing with potential orbs. I actually probably don't need these at all. But so for veteran players that have like a ton of resources and a ton of things, I think the meat is probably the most important thing here. Because meat is something that is not farmable, and meat saves you stamina. And the way you can think about this, and I've talked about this in the past, is by using a meat item, it actually saves you dragon stones. So in a way, by buying the meat, it's kind of like buying dragon stones. It's not a large amount of dragon stones, but it will save you a little bit of dragon stones. So I would say the aged meat for like a veteran player is probably one of the higher priority items. And then for veterans, you may be wanting to look at these units for collecting, right? Because a lot of players don't have these all rainbowed, because a lot of these where it's not even just login units, but it's also like when they do the JP competition units. So some of these are units that like the global version got enough to get rainbowed, but the JP didn't, and vice versa, right? So for example, Hercule versus Cell, Global got all the Hercule dupes, but JP got all of the Cell dupes. So like last year, I think I bought a single copy of any one I didn't have, but now I'm actually to the point where I'm considering I kind of want to rainbow some of these units for fun. So as a veteran that just like has everything, nothing I really need here, I might actually go more for the trophy units just for collecting and for fun, right? Now, if you are maybe a new or returning player and maybe you are low on resources, I think potential orbs should definitely be number one, right? For like new or returning players. Definitely make sure you're getting potential orbs. I would clean those all out first before you grab anything else. But Kais might actually be a need for some players. Veteran players are overflowing with Kais. I've got like 300 plus Kais. I'm never really... Kais are never going to be a worry for me at this point in the game. They can't release enough characters at once to catch me off guard where I am going to run out of Kais. I'm to the point where I will use Kais on free-to-play units instead of farming them just because it saves me time and I don't need to, right? But very fresh accounts, you're going to want Kais because you need to super attack 10 your characters. So I think Kais can be a high priority if you are a new or returning player, right? But overall, I mean, like, the meat and the potential orbs are really the big ones. And then I think just getting some of the units for collecting, for those of you that want to collect, definitely can be good there. But, you know, don't comment on here and say, oh, which unit's the best one. Like, they're all trophy units. What I mean by that is they're just meant for collecting. They're not, none of them are really good in battle, so don't worry about that. So just get these for collecting if you want to. So anyways, guys, there you go. That's pretty much my overall recommendation. And like I said, I mean, unless you're ridiculously impatient, but like all of these materials are very farmable and easy to get, other than the ones I specified. So once again, hidden potential high priority, meat high priority, and then depending on your preference, maybe the Kais or these kind of trophy units, right? So anyways, let me know what you are going to use your 8th anniversary coins on. Let me know if you guys are hyped for the 8th anniversary. Thanks for watching. We'll catch y'all on the next one.